Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Liliveth Tate Channel. Hello, how's everybody in the world today, tonight, afternoon, in your time? So, mega love shout out to all people all over the world, especially in the West. Happy Valentine's or Happy Hearts Day. So, yesterday we celebrate that here in the Philippines. So, we celebrate in advance. So how is your, what is your plan, to celebrate with your partner, your family, friends, and lovers? Lovers. Hi, Ryan. Hello, mega love. Shout out to you, Ryan. Happy Valentine, my dear sister Janet. How is Chicago? Is still, is still snowy? But here in the Philippines, this is the last month of the year that we feel and we experience a little colder here. But for those, Western people, it's just like when they come here in the Philippines, it's just like a normal weather. But for Filipino, it's kind of a cold. And you can notice, guys, that a lot of my people, when they go to the mall, they're wearing jacket, sweatshirt, and they feel cold. Okay, let me adjust my laptop. And anyway, I'm wearing red because this is the favorite color of Valentine. So just to also, celebrate for those, Western people, because in Southeast Asia, we already celebrated the uh, Valentine or month of love. So winter, spring. Okay, so I have to tie my hair for another G look. Because usually, as you can see me, guys, I'm always, not to tie my hair. So I need to adjust my. Okay. So I feel clean, because most of the time I'm not tie my hair. So for, uh, for a change. These guys, as you can see, guys, most of if you're notice when it comes to I do my show, I always wear this. This is not an ordinary bracelet. Okay, there's so many. This is so many function of this bracelet. So most of the time, I always wear this, especially this is protection from my health. I don't really believe that 100%, but it works. So it's just like guide and protect my health. There's so many things that I feel not well, but at the end I don't really end up in the hospital. So and of course same color with my. I forgot the name of this. Okay. Hi, Kiss! Maligayang araw ng puso. Yeah, it's Sunday. So anyway, I just finished go to the farmers market get stuff because I love to make burgers too. What a burger meat, and then you're gonna make into meatballs and make it into into stew, American style. So we call that giniling. So anyway, so for those ones to join with me, feel free to go on the live chat and share your opinion about the title of my topics for today. So do what you love and love what you do. That's very important to all of us. especially if you're in with your with your job. Some people, there's so many reason, even though that they don't love that kind of job, but they have to, because of course, if they have family, so they need to sacrifice for that, and feed their family. And of course, we need also time, to think. But sometimes, we really don't have that, because we're really eager to have that money and to feed our family. So me, and so many, I've been through a lot of a hiring job, and then sometimes they show an attitude. And some of the agencies that they here in the Philippines, they just ask for medical endorsement, all the kinds of fee that they can able to collect for those applicants. And in the end, they cannot give a decent job for those applicants. They just asking about the medical. So you're not hired, but they ask medical certificate. So they have to hire the person first before they ask the medical, to make sure that the person is hired. But here in the Philippines, they ask medical, and they just the old story. Okay, they will get your resume, and they will old saying, oh, I'm gonna call you. You wait for 1 week, 2 weeks, until it gonna be vanished. My job, i'm a homemaker I'm a homemaker. So it's just like I'm gonna base this also, because in the West is it's Valentine's Day. And in if you're in a relationship, if you don't love that person, then don't love them, because that's that's another story. All right. Oh, I was working in a company, American Korean, Amcor. So I stopped, and actually, the we always, the wage here in the Philippines 7 years ago, actually the wage that time is 575, but now they make it into 695. Yeah, 695, the minimum wage here in NCR, or National Capital Region. I don't know the wage in outside Metro Manila, because it's not the same wage that some workers receive. Like in Mindanao, it depends the company. Some company, they follow the wage law, but some they don't. But here in Metro Manila, way back, when I was working, the wage that time is 575. But now here, the wage here in Metro Manila, or National Capital Region, is 695 pesos. So how much is that in dollar? Let me convert that to dollar. Give me a few seconds, guys. Hold on. Okay. 695 divided by, let's say, 58. So about 11 or 12 USD. So this is 8 hours. So in the States, they pay you as, by hours, right? But here in the Philippines, by day. So 8 hours. So that's equivalent to a USD about, I'm gonna round off this to $12 for 8 hours. So if you have cars or, transportation, you can uh, save a little for that, for 695. But if you have, and then you're gonna bring your own food, you don't need to buy in the canteen or, in the mall, so you can save for that. So if you're gonna pay for your transportation, so it depends how many ride. So at least here, not less than two rides, because if you're gonna go to three rides, you're gonna lose a lot of your salary for that. At the end, you're short for your transportation and food, so it's no good. And that's the sad part. That's the sad part here, that you cannot, all the food, all the things that you bought here in the Philippines, you have to pay tax. They call it value added tax. And then this is really sad, and a lot of us pay our taxes for that. And then we found out that those, leaders, politicians, they steal our money instead of building infrastructures, uh, give some uh, project for those town and city. Actually, guys, there's a certain area like in Mindanao that is still now lack of help from the government, especially if the leader is not into the side of the president. That's the sad part. But anyway, so we're gonna go to the thing that, this is important to us, that do what you love. It's not only for love, literally love, but things that you're doing in your life, you have to love that. And then of course, love what you do, because sometimes people, they have no choice. Like I said a while ago, if you're looking for a job, and then even though that you're not really comfortable with the job, you have to take it. You have to sacrifice that, so that you can able to feed your family. And that's the reality of Filipino life here in the Philippines. And now that we have a law that is mandatory, the children to give support to their parents. But there's a certain categories that you have to mandate for that, because some parents here, they are not good parents. They abandon their children once their children, uh, you know, become successful. It suddenly they came out and asked for help. So they have to look for the category that this mother or this father is capable to receive a support from their children. So if you abandon your children and you ask help, they will not let you for that. And then, if something happened to you and then you abandon your children, you are not a good parents to your children. Don't put blame of your children that they not support on you. So that's very important. Do what you love and love what you do. And by the way, guys, I will show you something. So it's been, well, 10 years. 10 years I never tried, this kind of Filipino food. Go ahead, Janet. Thank you for dropping by. Likewise. So this one, guys, we call this here in the Philippines taho. Because I went to the farmer's market and I saw it's still kind of warm. So this is made of soya beans, and then they add, tapioca, and then this is, we call this arnibal or caramel sauce. So I don't want the tapioca, so I just escaped that, just only the soya curd and then the caramel sauce. So I'm gonna eat that later. So some Filipino, we eat this our breakfast. This is healthy, but you have to be aware of the the caramel, because this is so sweet. So just just calculate not too sweet, so that your blood sugar will not get high. And a while ago, that case, what is my job? I'm a homemaker. So I love as a homemaker, and I love what I do. And some people that they don't really appreciate as a homemaker, and some people, oh, what do you do for a living? And you will tell, oh, I'm a homemaker. They get their eyebrows. Homemaker? As a homemaker, it's kind of a hard job. Okay, everything, you are all in one. Manage your home, your house. Excuse me. So you need to budget the food, everything, bills, do groceries, cooking, cleaning. But I never complain about that. And I have no reason to make my house dirty, to make my house messy, because I love what I do. So that's how that's my personality. And I never let Frank interfere my work, especially in my kitchen, because kitchen is my territory. Let me drink water. So the reason why I bring this kind of subject, because some of us, when you hear love is all about Valentine's Day, it's not. There's so many things that, oh, I cannot, yesterday I'm so amazed that there's a lot of people go outside selling those things, for those for those people try to surprise their partner or their family or friends, to buy this chocolates, flowers, and then the balloons with heart shape. But my question is, are they the people really understand what love months is? Because they're very busy to go outside in selling, but after that, they don't. It suddenly, they forgot that you don't have to go on that the date that they ask. But in your daily lives, you have to show love. Hi, Captain Belly Jack. Long time no see. How are you? Happy Valentine's. How is your heart? Is your heart happy? Is your heart still red and smiling? How is your heart status? It's been a long time, Captain Belly Jack. Oh, anyway, how's your vacation here in the Philippines? So that's the thing that for me, I don't really want to go on that. I don't want to go on the ride on the February 14 because it's love month. But every day I always feel spatial. Hala, yes, I'm in Lapu-Lapu. You mean now you're here in the Philippines? Oh, congratulations. This is, that's why for those Westerners, particularly American, take your time to find a woman because you don't have to hurry or you don't have to rush to find it, the woman, because it's easy to find a woman here, but the good woman, it's kind of hard to find. But take your time to find a good woman. At the end, you're gonna benefit for that. You don't have to hurry. Wow, that's good. I wish that I can go to Cebu and met you there, Captain Billy Jack. It reminds me, the yeah, because I remember, last year you've come here also, right? So that's a good, that's a good news. That's a good news to hear me that you're okay. Oh, that's with her? Wow, that's sweet. That's so sweet. So hi, say hi for me to her. And I remember that you told me that you get sick after you from Vietnam. So I think your immune system, it's already adjust here in the Philippines. So that's very normal that when you go is when you go to the other country, that's very normal that your body's adjusting and you get little sick or you get sick. So guys, love what you're doing, especially when you find the person that you really want. Okay, actually you have to be like that person because love is follow. Oh my god, how you get the respiratory infection in Vietnam? It's too cold. Actually, remember that you want me to meet, but I did not because that time I think Frank is he's not he's sick. But now I'm ready. So I really want, sometimes, that's one thing that, go around in different places. But it costs a lot of, it costs a lot of money for that. You go travel and meet those people. Unless, you go to that place that it's one of, part of your travel. So you don't really have to spend a lot of money for that. Who's, Filipino blogger that you met? There's a lot of oh, okay. So you catch, you catch the colds from her. You have to wear face mask. Actually, guys, I'm still wearing face mask when I go outside, because it's just like, before last year, before I celebrate my birthday, I had colds. I have to go to the hospital because, when Frank heard me coughing, my voice is just like under, under 6 feet under. So he's worried about, because I don't have a fever, but I have sore throat, and then, bad, cough. So I have to go to the doctor and do some x-ray. Good, thanks God that, my x-ray result is clear. Okay, I met Hart Gasper in Hong Kong Explorer there. Okay. Yeah, he's getting better. So he's aware of the food that he ate. Thanks God, he's good. Oh, actually, guys, because me, I'm not really, Frank wants me to travel, to experience, go to outside Philippines, go to Vietnam, go to Japan, all the, the places is near, except United States, because, I've been torn down twice going to the States. So I said to him, no, I'm not really into that, because, we have some plan, but I told him once is ready. So once is, our project or our plan established. So I think that's the time that I can go travel. As of now, I'm not really into that go and travel, and I have a project that we need to concentrate. So maybe after that I can go. Yeah, but sometimes, I don't really like, because, there's so many things that, like, I really want to go to Thailand. Okay, but, there's a certain problem now. I don't know if you heard about that Captain Belly Jack, that, the Cambodia boundary, and Thailand, there's a war. But I really want to go to Japan, because one of my dream to visit Japan. And then if there's another chance, I want to go to Europe. Number one, my Germany, because Frank already visited, when he was in military, and then he went to Germany for, his study there in Germany. So, and then he has so many experience about the Germany. So I want also, and of course me, I want to, well, some old people that I can able, to communicate. I really interested about, the history of German people during the time of Adolf Hitler. Yes, they're at war, but it's only at the border. It will not affect you in Pattaya or Bangkok. You know what? But Captain Bailey Jack, the tourism, the tourism in Thailand, it goes high. The hotel accommodation, the plane ticket price goes high, because there's a lot of tourists coming there. But last year, compare Philippines and Philippines in Thailand. There's so many tourists visited Thailand, but there's a target amount of money. Their tourism, they cannot reach that amount of money. But here in the Philippines last year, this is the survey that they it's less tourists coming here, but they the target amount of the Department of Tourism, they already get got the target amount for the whole year. Yeah, he knows that. But sometimes I don't know. Maybe if I think that's the reason why I'm not really into that, go to the different traveling, because I'm not really used that. I'm good, I'm a homebody. So here, if I'm not, if I sometimes I'm just here inside the house 3 days, I cannot go outside. But some people are very, they cannot really stand about that. They feel boring or bored about that. But me, I'm good. I just go outside if I need to. So I think it's depends, the environment. But like Frank said, that once I started, to travel, but maybe one day he will really encourage me, to travel. But as of now, I'm not, because I really want to do things like our plan. Okay. Yeah, because Bali, Indonesia is a nice, it's kind of a nice place and also to visit. Yeah, I agree what you said. I agree what you said, that to go in. Hi, Brett. Happy Valentine's to you. So I'm your Valentine. So how is your heart? Is your heart is smiling? It's your heart is, it's sad. Don't make your heart sad. To all people watching right now, don't make your heart sad, okay? Always love your heart, because that's the thing. Once your heart is sad and once your heart is tired, everything is complicated. So always make your heart, that's a good thing, Captain Belly Jack, that make your heart happy. So that it's another, another accomplishment in yourself, that, no matter what, your heart is happy. This is one thing, guys, just to share with you. No matter what people, hide something in their life, it really shows in their faces. You can, this is how I look, but I 100% that, no matter how they smile, you can really see that, their smile is fake. They faken their smile, or what they said, because it really shows, their face is smiling, but you can see the aura of their face, they are not happy. So always, always make your heart happy. Okay, I'm out of here since mommy boy Brett is here. Why? Please share the stream. Thank you so much. Why? Why? You can stay. So that's one thing. Always think Do what you love and love what you do. So now you're traveling. So I gotta example you, captain. So you love what you do. That's that's another accomplishment for your heart. Life is too short, especially for those people that a little older than us. So their time is limited. And that's one thing, guys, that Okay, I really appreciate your time, Captain Billy Jack. So that's why for me, I don't really go to the other, people do a party. I really want to stay with Frank. Okay. So I want to enjoy the time, seconds, minute, hour, days, weeks, months, in years with him. So if I go to the place or if I meet some people, I always invite him. It's up to him if he wants to join with me or not. But as you can see, guys, especially if I go meet and greet, if he wants, then he can go with me. Oh, it's getting so. Let me try my taho. So we call this guys taho because it's getting cold na. So before, this is 10 pesos. Now this is 50 pesos, a dollar. You have to mix it so that you can taste the caramel on the bottom. So don't forget, guys, to give me a like. So this is high in protein. So the weather here in the Philippines is, it's nice. It's not sunny. It's not raining. So today the weather is so nice. You can go and walking, jogging. So there's no rain. I don't know in other part of Philippines, like maybe in the countryside it's raining, but here in Metro Manila, especially in my place, it's nice weather. So we always protect our heart because, in science, once our heart is it's sad, that's part of our organ. It's also starts to getting weak or starts to become also sad for that. So always love yourself before anything else. And relation, okay, so I'm very good when it comes to relation, okay. So always, always give time for yourself, not only for other people that you love, but also give love on yourself. So I have sisters that I advise you better change that kind of mindset. Don't give your all. So sometimes just a quick that your relationship with the person that you love is is right. But in the days goes by, the relationship starts to change, that you can notice that, oh, there's something changes. It doesn't really matter if that kind of relationship is legit or not. So it's easy for you to hurt if something change. So if you love yourself, all right, it's given that you will hurt, but you don't really go to the thing that, oh, you're almost gonna lose your life for that. So you have to give, much better, guys, that 50-50, 50% to yourself and then 50% to the person that you with, or the person that you love, or the person that you like. But even, if you even in marriage life, you have to take a lot of patience for that. And you have the common sense to understand, of course, men and women are not, some men, they don't really want to listen to their wife, and some wife also, they don't really listen. But if you're married, you have to take the chance to stop, even though that your heart, yourself is just like, no, no, I can't do this. You have to, because in marriage life, majority of your experience is to handle problems, to handle things. The happiness that you will get from this kind of relationship, just a small amount, but most of is the trials, problems. So you have to be patient for that. And uh, not all men are not, they some men are so mouthing to their. So if you both are, nagger or mouthing with each other, oh, that's creating fire. But even though that you are the type of that person, you have to be stopped for that. You have to sacrifice for that, or else the marriage thing, it will not really work. For those couple that tells that they never, they're happy, but behind of that, their life is so weird. And sometimes, I can see those vloggers and Facebook on in any kind of social media. I can tell that they're telling the truth, but some, they just doing that for the sake of entertainment. But you can really tell that their marriage thing, or their life is not kind of happy, what they tell to people. And especially now that, the artificial intelligence, I don't really like that, to be honest with you guys. And some people, they make fun for that. And who's the one who really introduced that the artificial intelligence? They just use into that mocking people. But like, if you find, some of the if you're, when it comes to, because, well, I'm not saying literally, not, I don't like the AI, but some people using the AI for not, in not good term. So some, sometimes, if you're not feeling well, you can do research, and then the AI, answer that it's good. But if you see on the social media, in YouTube, especially if those like in politics, my God, they shown a lot of, and some people, they are not aware that, oh, these people, they use AI. They really believe that. And then we people starts to become, sorry my words, but become dumb for, understand the situation, that you don't really have to believe that. All you have to do, just be aware, or be vigilant what you're seeing. Don't really believe right away. But yes, some, they believe right away. And that's why we're really messed up. Let me eat my taho. So this is my breakfast, taho. And before, I'm so very sensitive when it comes to that. Now that, and Frank, I learn a lot from him, not to, not to pay attention about those people who disrespect me, or who don't like me. So, and I realized, yeah, he's right. And then, some people, when they eat this, they have to do like that. I don't really like, the tapioca. The tapioca has no taste. Mm. Guys, in Baguio City, guys, because there's a strawberry field farm, and they make taho made, the flavor is strawberry, and it's so good. For those Western people, or those Filipino wants to visit Baguio City, try their strawberry taho, is good. So same price, this, guys. This is 50 pesos in Baguio City. Is good. If you go to Baguio City and try the strawberry taho, and then if it's not taste good, come back to my channel and tell me. Oh, yeah, you too. You know what, Brett? Always make sure that your heart is always happy. It doesn't really matter if it's not Valentine's. Make sure every day in your life or every day in your lives, make sure that you are happy. That's very important to us. Not only you, for everyone. Always make sure that yourself is happy because no matter what people, okay, you can't if you can't take that. You're the one who gonna make yourself happy, not other people. It's just like a bonus, somebody you find a good one, or you find a good mate. That's a bonus, but the only thing that makes yourself happy is yourself. Okay. And some people is just like, oh, they gonna, if they broke up with the girl or if they broke up with the man, that's the end of their life. No, you can't, because you know what, think about this. Why it suddenly you broke up? Because there's a reason. He and she is not deserve your time in your love. So maybe there's another person who deserve that, who willing to give that kind of love that you're looking for. All right. So that's given that you will hurt, but don't make yourself unhappy. All right. Because always think things happen in our lives, there's a reason, so you have to figure it out what that kind of reason. And this is one thing about Filipino women. They love the person, and suddenly the person, okay, let's put it this way. There's an incident that, they're planning, to meet, and they're talking about wedding, and suddenly the times come and that the face of that man never come up. So the girl was, of course, hurt. For me, that's given that you will hurt. But you must be thankful that thing never happened. Because you know what? Mike, he's not a good partner to you. And that's the reason why he never show up. Oh, I love you too, Brett. That's sweet of you. So that's one thing. That's for me, I don't say this that you will not hurt and you will not be lonely, or you will not sad. But it's just like that's normal that we encountered in life, but don't take it too serious about that, because there's a purpose. Because if that person is really for you, then it will never happen. It's just like, this is one thing that um, I remember my ex. Okay. And then I asked him, the place, the address. He never gave something address if I go that place, to visit him that time that we're boyfriend and girlfriend. Because that person is, he's in the men in uniform. So sometimes I have free time, I ask him, where is your place? Where is your destination? And then he said, you don't have to know, because like Japanese people, they don't know come here in the Philippines, but they arrive here. So it's just like, what a very, what the heck? What are you talking about? Of course, there's so many places that the same name. But it's just like, when I realized that, yeah, if you can do things that you really want to go that place, you can. You don't need to ask people, you don't ask the person that, the right address, but you don't really have to do that, because if at the first place, if that person, he or she don't deserve, it's just like wasting of time. So always love yourself. When I go out, sometimes when I call, I can see that, the face. I just really base on the face. I always say, Ate, I'm very respectful person towards other people that I don't know. So I always say Ate. And then when I ask their age, I found out that I'm older than them. So why should I call them Ate? So instead, them to call me. And when they ask, how old are you? They don't really believe, because they say that it don't really show myself. Yeah, I'm that kind of, that's my age. But the only thing that I always, I love myself. Okay, I love my husband, but I love myself as well. So sometimes, for those men, and then suddenly, that time, your boyfriend and girlfriend, your girlfriend is so beautiful, so she's very immaculate the time. Okay, the hair is always fixed, she smell good. And once she get married, all the, because this is the thing, guys, that some people, when they know what do you do for a living, and then you will tell that you're a homemaker, it's just like, homemaker, they stick their nose on you. It's not that easy, guys. It's not that easy. All right, that's why you cannot really blame this wife. They look so, you know at their age, you don't really tell that, oh, is that your age, because they look old. All the things that do, especially if they married to a rich, of course, they have to hire the house help. But if not, they're the one who gonna do that for their husband, especially the husband is working. So for those husband, okay, don't run towards another woman because your wife is like that. Because why she looks like that? Because of you. And especially that your wife working hard for you. You have no reasons to run to another woman, because why she looks that? Because of you, she wants to take care of you. Instead, you're the one, actually, in marriage life, you have to uh helping one another. But sometimes, if particularly here in the Filipino women, if their man working, of course, washing the dishes, cooking food is not men. Actually, men can do that, but we give consideration to our men that where they're working hard in their office, or in the field, and then come home. They're the one who cook or clean the house, and you do nothing. It's not fair. So we use that to give also consideration to our men. But some men, they're still doing that. They run away towards another woman, so they don't really value why the husband cannot really, she's no longer smell good, she no longer, her hair was fixed, she no longer pretty, because of you. Okay, so I don't really understand about that. That's sad. And especially now that when you talk online, there's so many people, even though they're married, they try to pretend that they are married. They're single, men and women. So it's your choice, guys, but at the end, it's our choice, not to deal with those people, but it's our choice to make ourselves happy, to make our heart happy. Because, like I said a while ago, once your heart, seriously, guys, once your heart is unhappy. All the organs inside is complicated. There's so many things that you have to think many, many times before you say, no, I can't stand for this. No, I want to say something back to, especially for for those couple. And now, here in the Philippines, we have so many laws when it comes to, partner, especially if we're legally partner. You have to think that many times. It's just like, yesterday we talked about that, fidelity. In the States, it's not illegal, right? But here in the Philippines, it's legal. You go to jail for that. You might lose your job if you both have a job. It doesn't really matter in the government or private sector. You're going to lose your job and you both go to jail. Hi, Cher. Hello. How is your heart? We're talking about heart. Likewise, Cher. How is your heart? Your heart is starts getting, happy after what happened to your mom. So, like I said, my advice, no matter what you hear, experience in life that's given that we heard, but don't take it too personal about that because once our heart is aching, once our heart is unhappy, everything is complicated in our body. Okay, so always love yourself. Oh, yeah, just it's not easy, but it's just like it takes, yeah, the healing process. It takes long, especially if you have a good relationship with your mom. Okay. So Captain Billy Jack is already leave, the channel because Brett is here. So they are not in good terms. So I respect those. I respect his decision for that. But I'm glad that he's visited here. So anyway, share. Just keep doing, and at the end of the day, you will be okay. So I'm eating taho. So I was, I don't know if you eat the whole share. So I was shocked. It's it's been, like almost 10 years. I did not eat the whole. So that time, the price of this, this is the big cup of, taho is 10 pesos. And then, first time I went to Kadiwa market here in my place, and then I saw it's kind of a smoky, so it's still warm. And I asked the vendor, how much is this? 50. And then I don't really, I don't really hear well. And then I asked, Kuya, how much? 50. Oh my God. It's so it's really, this is 50 pesos. So I don't really like, the sago, the tapioca. So I told him just add more, arnibal, and then I'm good. I'm so maarty when it comes to taho. I don't want him to add, the sago. And then I told him just pour the caramel, and I don't want, him to stir. Just pour, the arnibal. Yeah, my goodness. Everything is now that yesterday I do my monthly grocery. Oh my God, we spend a lot of money for our food. 2, 3. I bought rice in public market because I can really pick the right rice there. So my budget for I'm not, Frank don't really eat as often as me the rice. So I just bought, yeah, 10 kilos of rice. So I get, the 68 pesos per kilo. So 680. So that's my budget. So the 10 kilos, guys, so I can finish that for 2 months. If, if my siblings coming here, so it's just like, about, actually 3 months. I consume that for 3 months, the 10 kilos of rice. So I pick the good one, the good one rice. So if I have, if I have my siblings coming here, so it's just like 2 months. And and then SNR, we know there's a certain, certain products that we really want in SNR. Usually milk, of course, cereals, American breakfast. So the big, because we know sometimes we get frosted cornflakes, and then cinnamon crunch, and then Fruit Loops or Toot Tricks. So that's, the three, or sometimes Cocoa Crunch. But the Fruit Loops, Tricks, cornflakes, the frosted cornflakes, and then the other one is, cinnamon crunch. So that's, usually oftenly. So guys, the big pack of, Fruit Loops, guys, the price here in the Philippines, that, when you open that, there's two packs of, 2 packs inside the big one. The price that here is 769. So if I spend like 10,000 pesos, 10,000 pesos is SNR, just of few items that that I have. But I spend 10,000 in the local supermarket. Oh, there's so bunch of food that I can buy. So now my freezer is full, and I have lots of vegetable in my cabinet. It's full of emergency food because, I always have canned foods like corned beef, mackerel, uh, the pork and beans, American. So Frank likes American pork and beans. I don't really like, the hands, because that's usually I eat when I was a kid. But I don't really like, because, the beans is kind of taste raw. Ugh. So I have emergency food. All my condiments that I use for cooking is complete. So it costs a lot of money that I do groceries yesterday, but it's worth it because I do grocery once a month. The only thing that I always buy is bread. I cannot really stock bread for, so many, because there's a expiration. And then, I don't buy burger meat and SM or Robinsons. I don't like, because, the quality of the burger meat they have is not really as good as in SNR. So in SNR, there's two type of burger meat. There's 80% lean and 20% fat. And then the other one is 90% lean and 10% fat. So I like, the 90% lean, and then 10% fat, because if 100% lean, it's kind of a, if you're gonna do some like burger patties, it's kind of a dry. So, the little fat, it makes, your burger patty moist and not taste dry. So I just bought, the kilos there, about 500 pesos, but it's worth it. So I buy, so that's, the thing that, when I compare, Frank, look at this, when just like 10 items in, in SNR, but you spend a lot of money for that. But, the quality is good. Oh yeah, speaking of banana, I have banana here. This is Dole Cavendish. So we bought this in SNR. There's still a tag here. SNR. So how much is this? Hold on, guys. 142. 142 pesos. So about $3. But they're big size. So one, two, three, four, 5 pieces. So it's just like, and then I told Frank, because he just it takes him, and I just observe him, when away in SNR. SNR is just like a small Walmart or Costco. I'm just standing there and observe him, and then he just pick. The other one is 6 pieces, but it's not small. I'm thinking, oh, he has a hard time, to pick which one. So I just go to close to it. So I told him, oh, pick the 5 pieces because I like it. It's big. And then he said, okay, but the other one is 6, but this one is 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 5. So I told him, oh, which one who's gonna eat 3 or who's 1, 2? And then he said, okay, 3 for you, 2 for me. So this is big. And he likes Cavendish, but me, I don't really into the Cavendish one. Banana is banana for me because here in the Philippines we have so many varieties of banana. But he liked Cavendish. Actually, my favorite banana is Latundan. So that's banana that, because I'm not really into the frosted flakes. Okay, so we're gonna change, so that we're not getting tired of it. So Fruit Loops. So yesterday I bought the Fruit Loops because I like the Fruit Loops, and I just scheduled that next month. Maybe I can get the frosted flakes. So that's the thing that me, I don't really stick on that. So because that's why we people, it's easy for us to get tired of eating, because we keep eating that again and again. So you have to recycle about that. You have to you know uh, rotating menu, so that you will not get tired. Once you see that kind of menu, you don't really, oh, I don't like to eat that, because no, you have to, like, example here in my menu, if I grilled pork chop for this week, I don't really grill, or I don't want to make that again and again. So there's a certain time, so that me and Frank, every time I'm gonna do a grill pork chop, we're exciting to eat. We're not again. That's kind of the frowning face, and then you will tell, like a kid, when they know that you are cooking vegetable for them, they will say, their face is so sad. They are not enjoying. So I don't want to do that. So uh I bought a lot of pasta, because Frank said, if we have I bought 2 kilos of burger meat. Okay, so last night I make a burger patty, and then the rest I'm gonna make that meatballs, and then mix with the pasta. So I bought a lot of I have the ragu ready to ready, the three kinds of cheeses, and then the other one is it is a Italian spaghetti sauce. And I bought a lot of pasta, because you know what, guys, if there's a pasta, you don't ask, you need to partner with this. If you have a meat, burger meat, or make some meatballs, that's a good dinner. Because here, guys, me in my house, if we cook like pasta, that's our dinner. If we make sandwiches, that's our I'm not the type of person make into 2 meals or what, just 1 meal, we're good. Because my thought process is, I'm not really into the food with really care. We always have health. So we don't want to spend our money for the food. All right. So you have to keep something if in case that you will get sick, you don't have to worry and go to your neighbors and ask. Sometimes if you borrow money, they let you borrow their money. But if not, you can hear something that you know. So I'm very aware of that. But yeah, I still pick the good one because I have budget for that. Since that Frank has increased about you know his pension, that increase is we're gonna save that because we're good. We're good about the food. So that's very important, guys, to make a menu, weekly menu, so that you don't really grab things that sometimes you don't use that. So all the stuff that I bought in the market, I use that for our meal for the whole month. And it reminds me that during the lockdown, I don't have a hard time because my cabinet it's full of emergency food. And if there's a sale, yeah, you can buy, and make it into divide into how many pieces that you can save money if it's that food is regular price. Mm, I want to finish this. So my last words is do what you love and love what you do. Like if you're single, if you love the way that you are, then love yourself. Love what you're doing. So all the things that you love, what you do, it makes a lot of sense. So I want to share what I got from Valentine's yesterday. Frank gave me a chocolate. So I tried last night. It's good with macadamia nuts. I try not to eat a lot of sweets. Okay. And then I bought him, his favorite cheesecake with blueberry toppings. Yeah, that's what he likes. So I'm gonna play this, for Western people before I gonna end this, because I can see that there's a lot of American people who support my channel, and of course they give me a donation. So I really look that as I'm very grateful to have American followers that they never hesitate to give me or to share their money to me. So I really appreciate that. So here I'm gonna sing this because it's Valentine's there. So I'm gonna sing this song. So take time and support my channel. So until next time, bye. Mwah. Bye everyone. Take it easy, Brett. What happened to my mouse? All right, here we go.